Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, right now, currently, we got the chicken in the crock pot. Not really sure how that's gonna work out, but I just put it in there. We're in the early stages of cooking the post-Christmas, dinner for myself. So hope you guys had a great Christmas out there. This is kind of a metaphor right here. This crock pot, this chicken in the crock pot with it cooking on high, as you guys can see, is a metaphor for a lot of people out here in the YTBC that are obviously older than me. I would say it in the YTBC, I'm the youngest person out of all the people that are relevant in the YTBC. Like, I'm the youngest person doing it at such a high level. So I would call myself the youngest in charge, naturally. And with that being said, this chicken in the crock pot is a metaphor for how I'm cooking you guys and schooling you on boxing. Now, back to what I'm saying now. Look, I got this at the WBC convention. I got this Ring magazine of Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Muhammad Ali is someone that I love, and being that I'm from South Florida, he's a very big part of boxing history here. So I have to love Muhammad Ali. I have to respect him. But there are some things that a lot of people, many of you who are in the YTBC, many of you who have racist agendas, many of you who you really don't know Ali's career like you think you do, tend to overlook. And there's some things I already knew, but this magazine, really good. I've actually learned a lot about Ali than I didn't know. So definitely some good stuff in here. But before I show you guys what I want to show you. So for those of you who don't know, back in the year of 1963, Muhammad Ali fought a guy by the name of Doug Jones. I don't know if you guys can see that. So he fought Doug Jones. And Doug Jones was famous for knocking out the likes of Bob Foster. Bob Foster, the great light heavyweight, he knocked him out. So, Doug Jones was definitely no slouch. Don't be fooled by the record. He was a tough fighter, and he gave Ali probably one of his hardest fights. Arguing that maybe with the exception of his losses later on in his career, in his prime, I would say along with George Chuvalo, gave Ali one of his hardest fights. So I want to show you guys something. So keep in mind, this is the memorial edition. This is the special edition memorial issue of Muhammad Ali. This was printed in I'm trying to look for the date. I'm assuming it's June when he died, or not too long after that. So we're gonna go to a special page. So one thing I like about this magazine, it has fight by fight. It gives you little factoids on the fights and dates and times and what round Ali won or lost the fight. So we'll go over here and we're gonna go to the Doug Jones fight. So this is the 18th fight of Ali's career, and this is just two fights before the first Liston fight, and one fight before Henry Cooper. But we'll focus in on Doug Jones. So let's take a look at this. His 18th fight, a win over Doug Jones in 10 rounds, which was a unanimous decision. So it says I quote, Clay contorts Jones with the face with the long right. Clay had predicted Jones would fall in 4 rounds, but was lucky to get a disputed unanimous decision against a tough foe. Many in the Madison Square Garden audience booed. Now keep that in mind, guys. A lot of us who are younger, especially from my generation, we look at Ali as someone who, is this untouchable figure, not in just boxing but sports in general. And to even see this, that a stadium booed a decision against a guy like Doug Jones, who, many look at in boxing terms as a tough journeyman, is very interesting. And it was a disputed decision. Now, we're gonna go back over here. All right, we're gonna go back right to Doug Jones on the computer, and this is the official BoxRec, summary of the fight. And you can see that two judges had a 5-4, very close, and one judge had a wide score of 8-1 in favor of Muhammad Ali. Now, here are some things. I'm using this. The reason I'm making this video, I'm using Ali, a very, the biggest figure in boxing, the most recognizable figure in boxing, to illustrate a point about Andre Ward. And I want you guys to really think about this, okay? Okay, so in this fight, like Andre Ward, he wasn't as big. Just like Ward was against Kovalev, Cassius Clay, that is, was a favorite against Doug Jones, about 3-1 favorite. And this was Ring Fight of the Year 1963. And here it is. So here's some quotes from the fight. All right. Doug Jones says, "I'm not right here." As you can see, we're getting closer on that. He said, hold on, "I'm not knocking his big mouth. He made me a lot of dough. Dough as in money. He talks a lot outside, but doesn't show much in the ring. He better fight me again before he even thinks of Sonny Liston." And so there. And even Sonny Liston, like, I mean, he was wrong. I mean, Clay showed me that I'll get locked up for murder if we ever match. So Liston was obviously wrong. But let's key in on that quote. Doug Jones lost a disputed decision to Ali, and he wants a chance to prove himself. He wants a chance to show that he not only beat Clay, but he beat him in the rematch. Now, as history would have it, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, as he would later be known by, he didn't fight Doug Jones. He went to fight Henry Cooper, and he fought Sonny Liston 2 times, in which were some of the most memorable boxing matchups that ever took place. So that brings us to Andre Ward. Obviously Doug Jones and Kovalev are 2 different classes of fighter. Doug Jones, while he did have some good wins, is not a pound for pound fighter like that. He was someone who was kind of just a journeyman heavyweight, but a good journeyman, a tough journeyman heavyweight. And like the Kovalev Ward fight, we had as you guys can see right here, the 13 people in the Associated Press in the UPI poll had 13 for Jones, 10 for Clay, 2 even. And the EP was 7 for Clay, 5 for Jones. So it was a close fight. That could have went either way. Andre Ward, Kovalev, a highly disputed fight. And I'm using Ali to really illustrate this point, the Ali Doug Jones thing. We're gonna go on BoxRec to Andre Ward. Like, it even says it right here. You have total scores from 61 Media. Now look, 61 total scores. 73% of the media had it for Kovalev. 45 out of the 61 people. So, I mean, look, you guys can see it. Lance Puigmeyer, Harold Letterman, Dan Raphael, Kevin Alley had it for Ward. Boxing Monthly had it for Kovalev. Who else? Yeah, Bernardo Osuna had it for Kovalev. Who else? Who else had it for Kovalev? Michael Montero, shout out to you. He had it for Kovalev. Kovalev won that fight, and now it's funny how we see history repeat itself. Alright, so we see history once again repeating itself here with the Kovalev Ward situation. I'm just using Muhammad Ali as an example to kind of illustrate how boxing history can repeat itself. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that about Ali. Is like, yeah, he did beat some of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but even he had an instance where he won a fight that was highly disputed against a guy who maybe wasn't on his level. This for Ward is obviously very different because he fought a guy that many people viewed to be at the same, and many people believe was better than him. But still, it's still the same thing in the sense of you won a highly disputed decision, and he's talking about not giving Kovalev a rematch. Ali, as we know, didn't give Doug Jones a rematch, and he went on to fight Sonny Liston 2 times. So I just find it interesting how boxing history repeats itself when we find ourselves years and years later in the same situation, kind of like that Ali was in the Doug Jones fight. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Hopefully the Ward Kovalev rematch does happen, and if you guys never heard about the whole Doug Jones thing, I would suggest you go do your own homework, do your own research, and yeah, like this video. Take the time to subscribe. You could love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I want to say thank you for watching this video. Now, True School Sports is in the stage of growing. If you want to see the channel make improvements and you just like what I'm doing here, donate to the True School Sports YouTube channel. The PayPal button will be down below. Got a lot of things planned, but with your help, we can get to do more great things in the boxing world. So thank you for watching, and yeah, support as you feel led to.